So I think it's very easy for people to get how much has actually taken place in this market cycle that has been really, really good for Cardano and for ADA. And I think that people forget how well ADA has in fact performed over the last year. And I want to break this down for you guys and show you guys this because I still see these comments time and time again, and people are getting this weird distorted sense of reality and not even necessarily recency bias. It's early cycle bias. And right now, we are in a beautiful, beautiful spot for Cardano and ADA. Now, I want to show this to you guys. So if you are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So the bigger reason I wanted to make this video is because I saw this comment today that frankly, it kind of validated the point I'm trying to make. What it said from this viewer is Midnight Airdrop is a failure. Bitcoin DeFi failure. ADA is a dying chain. No one is buying it and it will not beat its previous all-time high. I said neither of what you said are failures and the Cardano blockchain is growing. And what he says, okay, if you say so, 1.7 billion night tokens claimed in 2 weeks out of 24 billion. Free money left sitting. ADA still down 75% from its all-time high. Sol, Ethereum, BTC have all passed theirs, but okay, bro, at this rate, blah, 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 blah. All right. So here's the thing. Yeah, obviously not all the night tokens have in fact been claimed. And I don't think they're all going to be claimed. When was the last time you heard of 100% airdrop claims actually taking place? Guys, in all clarity, in all context of this, I still haven't claimed my night tokens. I still need to make a video about it. Does it mean that this is a failure? No, there tends to be the early rush of excitement. Then things quiet down as you get to the middle, which is where we're at now. It's about 33, 35 days left in the claiming process. And then it really ramps up and accelerates at the very back end of it because people realize the deadline is approaching. It's just how people are. They tend to kick things down the road. So pretty wild to be making, that kind of statement on that right now. Bitcoin DeFi? No, not a failure at all. Bitcoin continues to grow. Institutional interest in Bitcoin continues to grow. And that means if Bitcoin, the chain, is going to be used, you have to use layer 2s or smart contract layers for BTC, which is exactly what Bitcoin OS is attempting to do. And there's a huge connection to Cardano with that. And I don't know why people are getting that. People expect that as soon as something is unveiled, that it needs to be active and utilized right away. It's not how it works, guys. We're talking about big tech that is going to be in place for, years and years and years, and it needs to function properly and it needs to find the right utility. So just because Bitcoin OS was unveiled, because it was shown what it could do, doesn't mean that it's instantly going to be used. And frankly, right now is not a big DeFi time of adoption anyways. There's still stuff that's being tested out. We're still not seeing major surges in retail interest in DeFi products yet either, but that is coming down the pipeline too. And I'll get to that in just a moment. But that also brings me to this. Sol, Ethereum, and BTC hitting their all-time highs. Yeah, not really a surprising thing. Both Ethereum and BTC both have ETF products. They see billions of dollars worth of inflows almost on a weekly basis. Yes, there are down weeks, but institutional demand is really high because they have accessibility currently. Not really a surprising thing. Of course, Sol hit an all-time high. It was insanely oversold. Had huge amounts of VCs pumping price up because guess what? They wanted a huge ROI and they got it. Congrats. But I think people forget how much has changed actually for ADA and Cardano here heading into 2025. And in fact, over the last 365 days, those other assets may have hit all-time highs. ADA has outperformed every single one of them. ADA over the last 365 days has pumped 141%. How has BTC done? 85%. That's not bad. Ethereum, 76%. Not bad either. Sol, 45%. So yeah, during the last 365 days, it was actually better to be holding ADA than any of those assets. And I don't know why people just continue to overlook this. It just blows my mind. If you want a strictly number standpoint, there has been huge opportunity for ADA during this time. And a lot of people complain about ADA not being at its all-time high. Awesome. That's great because guess what? It tends to perform its best when retail adoption is high, when they're flocking to the markets, and they haven't really come yet. And so what you're seeing is people are so interested in chasing gains that have already happened. Oh, these already hit an all-time high. Great. They've already done what they've done. ADA hasn't gotten there yet. That means ADA, theoretically, in theory, has more room to grow. It's just, I just don't get it. The mindset is just completely broken when it comes to that. But here's the thing. Again, people tend to just latch on to certain narratives and try to run with it. And this is, for example, is another one. Ada Beacon actually posted this. He was being facetious in his comment. This was surrounding the GDP data because, again, everybody freaked out about Cardano blockchain not being utilized for showing GDP. He said, "It's over, guys. I'm out. Cardano is done for. Even with the interest rate cuts, ADA ETF, Bitcoin DeFi, Midnight, 110 partnerships," which I even forgot to mention that. Midnight has huge partnerships set in place at launch. Argentinian national state integration. I just don't see how we can succeed without being chosen to record US GDP data. And it's like I said, it's kind of a nothing burger. It's pretty small in the grand scheme of things. You have to think about how much Cardano is actually being tested for actual blockchain utilization, actual advanced utility. And that's where there's just this massive disconnect between retail. I think people forget that there is actually institutional interest in Cardano. That's why there's filing for ADA spot ETFs. That's why you're actually seeing them buy behind the scenes too. And yes, we've obviously tracked that as well. That's why there's enterprise interest in the Cardano blockchain. None of this stuff is really surprising. People just tend to, again, get past bias and forget about it. Now, again, I'll go back to big thing I will say is that retail is going to be one of the biggest things that pumps Cardano. Enterprise and institutional money, or enterprise and governments are going to be what bring Cardano online. But ADA is still going to perform its best when retail excitement is high and when retail is flocking into the space. They haven't been doing that yet, but things are coming, or the retail is coming. Now, I've seen some people say that, retail just doesn't have the money and it's not going to happen because of that. And first of all, the big thing that is going to pump the market is the money in the market right now. Right now, there is enough capital in the market to move us to somewhere around a $5 trillion market cap in the total market cap of crypto. We're at 3.74 trillion right now. Okay. We have not even gotten down to the lows in terms of USDT dominance in the market that we saw back in December. And the total market cap of crypto already moved to a new all-time high. And that's, again, where I think people are missing this big thing. This is the push that creates the cascade of retail. But people say that retail doesn't have money. Retail does have money, guys. They have actually been saving and saving and saving. In fact, here in 2025, we've actually seen personal savings rise per month from 4.2% to 4.4%. So actually, since all the way back here in June of 2022, when it was at 2%, household savings have in fact been ascending. So people have money, but I think people also forget the sheer volume of people that are going to be coming to the crypto market. You have to remember that we're at 5 to 6% of the world in crypto right now. By the end of this cycle, whenever it may be, it's expected to be around 10%, right? We're expected to be somewhere in that $10 to $12 trillion range in terms of the total market cap of crypto. And this might sound like a lot of numbers, but people don't understand the size and volume of retail that is going to be coming to the space. And we just had a pretty big announcement surrounding retail coming to the crypto market. You guys remember the 401k announcement? You can now actually invest in crypto in 401ks. This morning on a video I watched, actually I was watching Dan Gambardello's video, I saw my very first crypto 401k ad. So it's like I've said many times, they're getting all the things in place. They're getting the exchanges in place, the fiat on-ramp, off-ramps in place. They're getting the ETF products in place. They're getting 401ks in place so that they can make all the money on the fees, right? And then there's going to be a big, massive push to retail. And retail is going to come flocking back to the crypto space. And who has a really loud narrative right now? Cardano. They have for a very long time in this market cycle. And that's why you're seeing ADA just continue to gain strength and start to actually outperform others in the crypto market. It's a pretty big deal and it falls on deaf ears. It is whatever it is. But I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to provide some clarity in this because it is only a matter of time until the cat is out of the bag when it comes to Cardano. Big things are on the horizon. And guys, all we got to do is just sit back, watch, and wait. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.